Oh, yeah, we got a new guest here. He's sitting right next to me. He is involved with one of the greatest brands in the sport of action sports, one of the most storied brands of all time, one of the biggest brands of the past, and will certainly be one of the biggest brands of the future. This is a global brand, a brand that is in racing from NASCAR to F1 to Superbike to Moto and everything in between. With only the most super premium athletes. And, of course, I'm talking about the brand Alpinestars. And, of course, I'm talking about Mr. Jeff Weiner. Welcome to the show.
Well,
Woo!
thank you.
We are so happy to have you, Jeff.
Wait, what's his last name?
Pleased to be here. Enough, Donnie. You keep your mouth shut.
Weiner.
Yes, you heard it right. It
Weiner
is.
Little D Show.
Or Little Wiener show. No, just kidding. Might as well join in on that one. Thank you for having me. Pleasure to be here.
Hey, stoked to
Thanks
have
for
you
being-
down here. We've been hanging out all day, actually. It's been a great day and hanging out, and good to get you down here. And thanks for all your great gifts that you hooked us up with when this
Absolutely.
show first started, before we were even on the air, just because it was a concept and you supported it from the start. So I wanted to thank you personally.
No worries.
Yeah, I
My
was
pleasure.
like, man, who would be cool enough and send us some stuff? Who has a clothing company that would send us stuff? And
Great stuff at that. by the way.
Alpinestars hooked it right up.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
But what an incredible brand to be a part of. Alpinestars so always so classy and classic, and they're everywhere. Tell us
Yes.
what it's like to work for such a mega huge company.
It's actually quite unbelievable. I'm very thankful to be working at Alpinestars. We do such an amazing job of getting our brand out there and working with the most elite athletes. It's truly a pleasure. Every day it's an awesome day at work. We work with celebrities, athletes, in action sports, like Dan said, all the way up to the highest level, Formula One, MotoGP, freestyle motocross. I mean, we see it all, as well as surfing, skate, BMX. We do it all.
Now I know you've worn a lot of hats at Alpinestars. What are you doing currently?
Well,
and what? Oh, go ahead.
He has to.
He has to.
Yes.
Because he's
Yes.
so prone to burn.
They're speaking of my bald head, of course.
We got a package of Surface here.
Thank you.
If
I will-
Nonamaker's
I
not
will do
caring,
that.
careful that bleach, he could end up like Jeff over here.
Hey,
But real quick, if you don't mind me hopping in, I mean, when I think of, there's only few brands like in the world that have that elite, cool factor.
Yeah.
You think of Nike that crosses over to so many different sports. I honestly think, Alpinestars is that level for anything racing. They cross over, like you guys said. I mean, anything from NASCAR to celebrities. I mean, it's a pretty cool thing to say.
definitely. Very cool. Very cool
Yeah,
to be a
and-
part of that. And for so many years. I mean, this is my going on 17th season. So I've gone to quite a few races, quite a few events. And
The burn, I mean,
it's awesome.
We all love it, but at the same time, it is work after a while to get up and go do it again and get up and go do it again and whatnot. And to
It is.
retain the passion is really important, and you've definitely retained the passion
Yes.
through the whole time.
Definitely excited about racing.
Yeah.
Growing up with a passion of motocross and riding moto and BMX, and then being able to work with some of my icons, like Jeff Ward. Growing up, he was a hero of mine, and then all of a sudden I got to work with him. And then, even one day he threw a little text my way, said, "Hey, Merry Christmas." And I was like, "What? Is this for real?
I need it.
Too bad they didn't have a screen grab then. But it was amazing.
Merry Christmas.
Yes, it was a huge, turning point in my life. Actually,
Dude, the guy's
talk-
still bringing it, man. We were talking about
he crushes
GRC
it. Yeah.
this year, just coming out there and just wheeling those things, still getting up on the podium and winning.
Absolutely. And you saw what he's done with Cole Seeley. I mean, training Cole Seeley this year. Unfortunately, he's had, some bad luck throughout the season. But, man, Cole is definitely a top contender in Supercross. I can't wait to see him amongst some of our other great riders, such as Eli Tomac and Justin Barsha. And, it was good to see Barsha throw down these last few races. That was pretty cool.
I know two people on this panel that were freaking out when Barsha just started delivering out of nowhere.
Big time. Big time.
Like, did you really expect that was going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
Of course I did.
for all of
can't
us that
count him out.
know Justin Barsha and the type of athlete he is, I think it just had to find his groove. And a lot of times with these guys, you just got to get that one race, that click that gives you that confidence back that you should be up there. And then next
Yeah.
thing you know,
Just
there's
reels them off.
firing them off. And, I think he hole shotted,
It was Bud's Creek.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it because we were there in the rain, pouring, and I almost said, "Hey, we're packing up, we're leaving. This is over. There's no way." It was dumping so hard, the track was so blown out and muddy, and he was the only one jumping around in the water like a 2-year-old, just so excited to go out and race, and everybody was whining and trying to protest and stop it, and this kid was like, "Bring it!" And I'll tell you what, he sure did. He brought it. And from that point on, it was something clicked. And he was like, "You know what? I got this. Dungy, Roxon, look out. I'm coming for you." So it's cool to be a part of that and to be in their corner when you see these professionals, really figure it out. And then, they get that little click. It's like a light switch.
And Dan, this is something that you brought up earlier. You mentioned that I've traveled a lot, but I come nowhere remotely even close to what Jeff has for Alpine Star. I mean, the passion that this guy has. I mean, he's literally driven any of the Alpine Star vehicles multiple times across country.
I have done some road trips
Yeah,
in my life.
mean, I think he's road tripped more than he's flown.
For sure. I'm trying to make up for that now, though.
Yeah.
And
Now
then on
he
the
only
other
flies.
level, your boss blows you out of the water.
Yeah.
when it comes to travel.
He is definitely by far. He
Receiving
actually,
awards.
He just won an award. I'm sure he doesn't want me talking about it, but it's such an awesome award that I have to talk about it.
Yeah.
I heard
He
about
just,
this.
Lufthansa just gave him a crystal with engraved that he over 2 years had gone to the moon and back and to the moon again in 2 years. I mean, talk about traveling.
Oh,
I know
This
you're
guy's
thinking he
amazing.
didn't actually go to the moon.
I'm
No,
not
no, he
thinking that.
didn't.
I may be blonde, Dan. But that's actually what Jason Nonemaker was. Just
But you got to.
Jason, he was not on the moon.
Yeah.
landed on the moon.
and talk about true passion. I mean, and that's what's awesome to work for this company is that the owner of this company, he literally loves racing. I mean, he goes to F1 the very next weekend. He'll fly across the world to a MotoGP, back to California to watch a
No doubt. You
Supercross or
have to admit,
motocross.
that guy is an enthusiast at the core
Absolutely.
level.
And sneaks in a ride. He loves
Yeah, and
he
riding
has his own
himself.
motorcycles and rides and gets out and rips it up.
I bet
Goes
he
to track
rides
days.
more than all of us.
So how do you
Probably.
stay so passionate about it when you're at the races back to back to back to back to back? Because that's how season
It's-
goes.
oh.
Do you take some time and go watch the race? Like, is there a routine that you do? What's your favorite part about being at an event?
I love watching the racing.
Yeah.
I love being a part of it, going back, talking to the riders.
Yeah.
Well, and let's just paint this picture real quick.
Yeah.
So for all those people that ever watch Supercross on TV and you see who's like the random guy creeping around the corner while the guys are on the podium doing the little head bob
Now he's
thing.
a
That's
creeper.
In the shot, for my friends, by the way, because they called me out years ago.
He learned that from Malcolm McCaskey.
Okay, I'll
sure.
give credit where credit's due. M5 did teach me that, but I will say that it turned into more of a ongoing personal joke with my friends because they were like, "Dude, get out of the picture, dude. We see you on TV. It's annoying. Bail." And ever since then, I've made it a point to try and sneak my head in there, which is pretty funny. I like
Well,
it.
you succeed at that.
Thank you. And maybe a little guerrilla marketing in there too, because I do turn my back and try and show the A-Star logo.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
it's very fun. Yes.
Well, hey, we're going to go take our final break, and then we have a lot more questions for you, the brand, what your plans are for the future, all kinds of great stuff. So, folks, hang out. The Action Sports Show powered by Toyota Escondido. We're going to go do a little business, and we'll be right back. Hang on.
One name you should know, the best place you can go, Toyota of Escondido.
For over 35 years, your friends at Toyota of Escondido have worked hard to take the hassle out of buying or leasing a new Toyota. And now they're pleased to offer you no-cost key replacement and roadside assistance with every new Toyota purchase or lease.
Toyota of Escondido. Toyota of Escondido.
Losing your keys is not only a hassle, but can be costly. Some new keys can cost as much as $500, and you really don't want to be stranded on the road all by yourself. Please ask for complete details on this exclusive offer from Toyota of Escondido.
Toyota of Escondido.
Freeway Close, where Highway 78 meets Broadway just east of the 15.
Hi folks, Jim here, and I want to talk to you about Slime Tire Sealant
Racers in all classes of motorcycles, ATV, bugs, cars, trucks are using Slime tire sealant to prevent flats, including pre-runners. Smart teams are even using Slime inside their trailer tires too. I mean, how many tires do you have? Think about it. Do you have motorcycles, ATVs, cars, trucks, trailers, wheelbarrows, mowers, and bikes? How many flats have you had in the last year? Maybe the answer is none. Maybe you're due for one. How much time and money can flat tires cost you? How about just the peace of mind? Nobody likes flat tires at all. Just pre-install Slime tire sealant to prevent flat tires. Slime is a liquid tire sealant that easily installs after taking out the valve core of the tire with the tool provided. Once inside, Slime seeks out and seals punctures instantly and repeatedly and is guaranteed for 2 years. Slime is non-toxic, non-combustible, water-soluble, and does not void tires' warranties, unlike that other stuff in the can. Go for Slime in the gallon for all your off-road tires. If it isn't green, it isn't Slime. Put trust in your tires. Slime, there's no stopping you.
XAPA 1700 AM kita kembali.
You're listening to ESPN Radio 1700.
What up? It's Twitch. You're listening to Action Sports Show.
You're on, guys.
Escondido Action Sports. We are live here on the Action Sports set. Jim Holtis, Dan McGranahan, Amanda Woods, and Donnie Emler, FMF. He is sitting in Ricky Johnson's chair, throwing the left jabs as we come down. And hey, we're talking to Jeff Weiner from Alpinestars. Welcome back to the show. Again, super stoked having you here.
Thank you very much.
Well, we wanted to go through some
Have
of
a good time.
the journey of you, Jeff Weiner, who,
Yeah.
you know, this industry is rad, but it's rad because it's made up of a lot of rad individuals that have a lot of passion for the sport, but also for the brands that they work with. And, you know, a true action sports brand to me is a lifestyle brand, and it's got to be embodied by lifestyle owners and employees. And, you know, I think Donnie certainly embraces that, and Jason embraces that, and you absolutely embrace that. So we talk about your journey. I'm going to give it to you and give it to the listeners in a nutshell, and then, you know, let's unpack it a little bit. But you know, Jeff started out at Feld hanging banners, and then went from there to working as a mechanic for KTM. So we'll get your input on that little KTM mechanic debacle situation. And then went from there to Alpinestars, where you put in about an 8-year tenure, and then left and went to Troy Lee Designs for about 4 years.
Really took a break.
Revamped them, got them going the right direction, and then came back for home to Alpinestars, which is going really strong right now. And you've been part of that, you know, great season that's going on at Alpinestars now. So let's back all that up.
Great ride with some great companies, man.
Holy moly, it's been
It's been 18 years along the way.
Oh, whew. It's been, you know, I started off hanging banners. I was that kid that was at the Supercross wanting to do anything and everything to get in and be a part of the show. I mean, it was just a passion, like I said, growing up. And I would work for free. I literally worked for free. I think it was, at the time, Pace Motorsports, you know, before Feld and SFX and, you know, all these other brands had bought it and sold it. And anyways, so started there hanging banners for free, literally. And then
Did you make sure the FMF ones were straight, though?
I did.
Okay,
I even wiped them off for you.
Perfect.
And the hay bales too. But we had a great time. Did that for 2 years, and then realized, you know, I got to do something. I got to do something a little bit better. I always wanted to be a factory mechanic. I always grew up in high school. Even I think it was told my counselor, and they told my parents I was crazy. I would never amount to anything. So that even pushed me even more to come back and do what I wanted to do, which was be a factory mechanic. So I got the opportunity to work with KTM. Unfortunately, not with a pro rider, but more of like 16 little pro riders. I did the KGSC. I was the mechanic for the KGSC program, and did that.
Such a rad
for a season.
program.
It was amazing. It was such a good time.
Yeah.
So traveled the country doing every single Supercross with the little kids, and then realized that
Any of those kids turn out to be superstars? that you know of?
absolutely, yeah,
Who?
Jesse Nelson.
Jesse Nelson was one of those
Yeah,
kids.
he was a little ripper.
Wow.
There's a few other names. Unfortunately, I don't recall, but Jesse's such a bad dude. I got to mention him.
Yeah,
he's
podium
a
was
little
last
ripper.
weekend.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He can do it, man. The guy's awesome.
Without a thumb.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. He is
Don't
missing
ask him
one
to
thumb.
hitchhike.
That's how
Yeah.
bad he is.
But
He can do it with 4.
That's right. That's
Only 4 thumbs.
Exactly. Yes, 4 thumbs.
But yeah, no, that was a great program. And then, after that, I realized that, it was quite stressful. And as we mentioned, the incident with this past weekend with Marvin Muscan and his bike, I mean, I truly feel for his mechanic because, a lot of times it's not
Who is
always
his
the
mechanic?
Frankie
Yes.
Latham.
Frankie. And poor Frankie, man, I swear he might have been on suicide watch. Because when something like that goes down, and it's such a critical moment for an athlete, I mean, this is it. This is the final round.
This is
And
the
you have to
championship.
produce, and there's a lot of money on the line.
And the mechanics get wrapped up into that bonus also.
Yeah,
often.
but I think more the fact that, I know as a mechanic that you tend to stress. I mean, you can do everything you can do right, but there's the inevitable, you never know. And these bikes that are running on, electronic fuel injection, they have a lot of wiring. Something could go wrong with the computer system. I don't know what happened, but I believe it was out of their control, and it's a freak thing, and it just happened to happen at the worst possible time. So
I agree.
I really feel for that team, and I think
Yeah.
they handled it extremely well. And Marvin is a bad dude, and definitely can't keep him out. He's going to be back, and he'll be back with a vengeance. So
So let me ask you this. We haven't really touched on it, but so Marvin's going over for Team France to the Motocross of Nation, and guess where the race is being held?
in France,
In France.
but
And
he's a bad dude, but just not as bad as us Americans.
Hey.
You got to keep it real.
I love that. But let's be real here. We got a French rider about to wrap up the World Championship. You've got Gautier Paulin,
Yeah,
and then
he-
you've got Marvin Musquin. That's
it's
going to
gonna
be
it's gonna be tough.
It's going to be, and that's how we want it.
Yeah,
if we want to
but
win.
Webb and Martin are equally as talented as Marvin, and are not afraid to throw down against Marvin. They've proved that all year.
Just to
Battling.
call it for what it is, those guys have the advantage.
Yeah.
They're that
It's their home
fast.
turf.
It's their home turf. They're that fast. If we go win, it will be an upset.
How
And
many
if
years?
you've
But
ever
When we
been
win,
to-
it will be an upset.
If you've ever been to a race in France, especially a Motocross of Nations in France, those fans bring it.
they are insane.
Oh, yeah.
And it is.
Bring
It's
it.
You got
awesome.
the
to watch.
12th man
and
with
it
you.
gets in the American's head for
It
sure.
does and it doesn't, because
it
I've
also
been to
pumps
quite
them
a
up.
few, and it does pump them up.
That's true.
And you know what? I've seen Ricky, Ivan Tedesco,
That's true. I was
number
like that.
14, Kevin Windham. Those guys managed to go out and dominate,
Mm-hmm.
and they did it year after year after year. So I don't think it's far fetched to see the Americans come out of nowhere.
I don't think it's far fetched at all, and I want our guys to know that they're not the underdogs by any
Absolutely
means.
not.
We've got 2 champions on our team.
Yeah.
And they do too.
Yep.
And the tracks over there, this is what I will have to say, is it's going to be really hard for our guys to adapt so quickly. Luckily, with the European schedule of riding, you get a lot of time on the track. But the track is very dry. It can be just choppy. I feel like our tracks here in America are just prepped a lot better.
Right.
And, it's going to be having to get those guys' heads wrapped around. You have to get out of your comfort zone, because this is not going to be, our tracks get very rough, but they're prepped a lot different.
I agree. I would agree with that, but at the same time, like I said, I think our guys are on par to take the championship home.
I think we tend to have a couple things working against us right now. One, we generally underrate the rest of the world. Okay, and 2, Ryan Villapoto just went over there, our baddest dude, and got beat up by their 10th ranked guy. And in doing so, he gave them all the thought that, these Americans aren't that good.
They
Which
really
is great. I
can
like
make
it.
it
That's
over
even
here.
better.
So
So-
now they believe in themselves. So
They
we should
can count
never
us
let
out.
them believe in themselves.
They can count us out, but I don't think, like you said, yes, it's going to be a great racing, and I'm looking forward to that. That is why I'm in this sport. But more than anything,
to me,
I think
Cooper Webb is one of the baddest dudes
Cooper
on two
Webb don't
wheels,
give up.
period.
No.
Barsha is one of the baddest dudes on
they
two
don't
wheels,
call him Bam Bam
period.
for nothing.
So it's not like we're not sending over a great. But I like to call it for what it is. Also, Cooper Webb hasn't been on a 450 racing for 4 years. You know what I mean?
I'm sure he's done some free riding, some fun
but-
stuff.
I understand that, but
Cooper did go over to Japan last year for Yamaha and rode a 450 and won.
yeah.
Good
There-
point.
I don't like the people who are calling it our B team. I don't know what our A team would be. You know what I mean?
I think it's an A team.
It's our A team. We got guys,
Yeah.
like I said, 2 guys are champions this year. How is that a B team?
right?
It's not.
We're
And
sending our
I
18.
agree with that.
I mean, I like those guys so much that the last thing I want to do is play devil's advocate in this argument. But I think there is an angle to play that because, yeah, we're sending 2 lights champions over there and 1 450 like guy that hasn't won a championship over there. So it's not like we're sending Ricky and James and Villapoto together all hyper accomplished at their stage. Now these 3 guys that we're sending are all on track to be those guys. So they very well will go do just the same, but they haven't accomplished it yet.
Jeff, you know what I'm looking forward to? We're going to be there.
You
That's
guys
right.
are gonna be
Yes, we
there.
are. Unfortunately, we're not traveling together, but I was able to hitch a ride with the Star Yamaha boys, so I'm looking forward to that. That should be a fun ride over.
So great. Well, we will be following you guys on your social and getting the behind the scenes
'Cause we will be
pictures.
here.
We'll be here. But
I can only imagine what those data rates are like.
And not to throw too much of a sponsor plug, but we will be sending a filmer over. FMF and Yamaha will be sending a filmer.
Because every one of those guys are on FMF, and that's what's going to give them the advantage above all else.
Exactly.
There you go.
So it'll be a series that's going to go live on VerbMoto, Racetrack's Vital. It'll be
Nice.
called United by Power, and we'll do basically it's a behind the scenes. Them crating the bikes up, seeing what goes into, shipping a motorcycle over there a couple weeks before you even get there, and then being there and showing race footage and videos going live. So it'll be a pretty cool thing that people will get to see, kind of a behind the scenes kind of look of what our funky foods our Americans are eating and
Now,
saying we.
actually,
If they need any help on selfies, I'm thinking that we could send somebody too.
Oh, yes.
Well,
So,
no, Alpine Stars is making all the gear for the.
We are.
too.
We're
Can
doing
you
the
go
team.
down on that?
We're doing the team apparel, all the
Nice.
casual wear for Team USA.
That's great.
That has been an awesome, overwhelming challenge, but we're nailing it. So
When you guys
I'm
have a
looking
lot of-
looking forward to it.
You guys have a lot of European athletes that you guys got to
Absolutely.
service over there as well.
We do.
But
But we also have our hospitality rig there as well, which is awesome. A lot of people don't know that we have a hospitality rig because it only stays in Europe and travels to Formula One races and MotoGP races.
That's a legit rig.
So
It
that's
is
gonna
a
be
very
the-
legit. We have our own,
setup.
chefs, and we will be cooking for Team USA as well as the other.
So why don't
teams
you
of the world.
guys start an energy drink?
No, we're good. We're good for right now. We're going to stick with protection and safety.
But give us the
products.
lowdown real quick. What products are you guys providing? What's the future for Alpine Stars? What kind of products do you think?
Oh,
you
we're
know,
never satisfied.
Right.
So let's start
what's
there.
What's in the box?
Always trying to one up our program. Definitely. Obviously new boots. Always making new protection pieces.
When are we going to see the airbag jackets and all that kind of stuff?
You do see it now. Slowly but surely, it's coming into the market. In MotoGP, and a few of our AMA road racers do have airbag systems in their leather suits. That is not available to the public at the moment, but down the road, it very well could be. And definitely trying to step up our game as far as safety goes and be the innovator. And definitely, what we do now is definitely be the best.
Be the best.
Sorry,
Yeah.
but I have to say it.
Sure.
I believe
You should
that
be
we
striving
do,
for that.
We
Everybody should
do,
be.
we do make great products, and we're going to strive to continue to make those great products that these guys can feel and give them the confidence that they can feel to go out there and do the best that they can do and not have to worry about getting hurt.
You got a fast five for our guy?
I do have a fast 5.
Oh, boy.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
baby stuff. Get ready.
Drum roll, please.
I'm
Jeff?
good. I have a little boy named
There
Matthew.
you
I'm plugging
Dun,
now. Love you, buddy.
Okay, Jeff. Ride Baja or Colorado?
Baja.
Who wins in a fight, Misha Tate or Ricky Johnson?
Rick Johnson, love you, buddy, but I'm going to go with my girl, Misha.
True or false? Sketchy people wear red shoes.
How dare you? I'd like to let you know, if you're not listening, I am wearing red shoes. So, yes,
Is your-
sketchy
They're
people can wear.
Adidas too. Super,
Sketchy.
super OG.
Your
Thank
buds.
you. Thank you.
Hunt or shop for food?
Don't hate me, people, but I am a huge gun enthusiast. I love guns, but
America.
I do not believe in killing animals. Well, yes and no. I'll go. Let's just say
Wait, do
I'll
you
go.
eat meat?
I'll go to the store and
So you're a vegetarian?
no. Okay, you got me.
I don't believe in killing animals, but man, I love burgers.
I do, but I don't.
Steak.
Yeah, I
But
couldn't kill
couldn't-
Bambi
you
or
couldn't
anything. No.
personally do it.
You'd
No,
rather
no,
put
no.
your order in than handling the
thank-
whole process
thank you.
yourself.
Yeah.
It's probably not even real,
Okay.
at this point in time. A hamburger's probably not even really a hamburger.
You're right.
So it's it makes me feel better about myself.
Yeah, you're eating cardboard.
Well, technically, I am a vegan or a vegetarian, I should say, because if you eat a cow that's grass-fed,
There you go.
he's a
Organic.
vegetarian, so therefore, ipso
Love
facto.
the
So you
logic.
eat
I'm a
vegetarians.
vegetarian. Thank you.
You're all jacked up.
You are all
I
jacked
love it.
up.
Yeah, that was a trick question. Next.
FMF or Pro Circuit?
Oh, come on. It's my guy, Little D. I got to go with FMF.
He won the Fast Five.
Thank you. I'm sure I'm going to get killed by Mitch Payton, but I love you, buddy.
Thanks,
So
bud.
we're good.
All right, that's all I got for you.
Well, hey,
Thank you so much.
So we are running out of time. What are some things that we can look out for in the FMF news or the line coming up in the near future? And what can,
We
what
I'm
can-
pretty sure you
also-
meant Alpine Stars. But, yes, we definitely have some new products
No,
out.
I meant FMF.
Oh,
I'm
and
kidding.
You do wear many hats these days.
Yes. No, definitely. We have some new boots coming out. Definitely new colorways that are more
Always
shocking than ever. But we have some awesome new
reinventing.
products. Always, man. We have so many products across the board, but we're always trying to step it up, like I said, with protection pieces. We do have new boots. We have our Oscar collection, which touches more on our heritage.
Your hipster line.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Just
go with
joking.
hipster, but it's pretty. It's pretty nice stuff. So take a look.
Looks awesome.
Alpinestars.com.
I'm
yes,
the
that's
kind of the
right.
Oscar kind of guy.
That's right. And I
I'm
did
kind of an
bring
Oscar.
What are
a
those?
very nice gift for our hosts here. The 50th anniversary Alpine Stars book.
Wow.
These are
Wow.
Those
limited
are
edition.
gorgeous.
That looks like a $100 table coffee book. That's
Ooh,
very,
thank
very nice.
you.
It is.
I'm
Are we
so
allowed to
excited
take those
put
out of
this
the
on my-
plastic? Like I'm
You
scared.
can, yes.
I'm so excited to put
But
this on
this
my
is my
coffee
gift
table.
from me to you.
Thank you so much.
And
Thank
Alpine
you.
Stars too, I should say.
Can you tell us? I got a good trivia question.
Yeah.
For
Uh-oh.
do we have trivia listeners here, or no? We're not doing that. I'll just give you give the listeners what Alpine Stars means.
Oh, good question.
One vision, one goal. I mean, I got to stick with the.
Okay, but
core
where
of-
the Alpine
So I know the
like
answer. to that question.
logo from the wasn't there like a flower on the mountainside, the Alpina or something like that?
So
Am I stumping you?
Originally,
yeah,
Alpine
you're
Stars
kind of calling
was
me out on this one, but no, it started from Gabriel's father, the current owner of Alpine Stars. His father started as a ski boot company in '63, and so he helped out professional skiers that like to ride motorcycles in the summertime, and so that's when they decided to make boots. And here we are, 53 years later, making pretty much everything under the sun, protecting the baddest dudes in the world. We are
Alpinestars.com.
That is correct.
Okay,
And-
real quick question for you then, because we're going to go. What does FMF stand for?
Well, I have my own interpretation of it, but
Love
I
that.
believe it's machine factory. No,
Flying
flying machine,
Machine
factory. Sorry.
Nailed it.
Or if
But,
you,
the other
you
one
would
is
ask
way
my
better.
dad, it would say fast mother effa.
Yes, I didn't say it.
That's
She
what my
did.
dad called it.
Or
She
Frederick
says it with a
Manufacturing.
little flavor. Hey, thank you guys all for coming out and being guests on the show,
Well, thank you
sitting
so
in
much.
here with us at the Action Sports Show. Really appreciate you all coming in. And hey, for all you folks listening, check us out every Tuesday here, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Go to actionsportshow.com for more information. Follow our social media at TE Action Sports. You can download the podcast for free right there at iTunes. From all of us here at the Action Sports Show, hope you all have a great week. We'll see you next Tuesday right here, 6:30 on the Action Sports Show. See ya!